Hello everybody, this is another Hot Wheels collector video. Today we are looking at this really cool Koenigsegg Gemera. This is a really nice one to see from Hot Wheels because this car isn't even available yet. There was only really the prototype which has been unveiled in 2020 and it's expected this car will be in production by 2024. So really, let's just get into the facts. So I actually did get this one from an entertainer. Obviously they have the discount 3 for £4.80. If you don't have that discount on, it will just be 2 for £4.80, so you might as well get that third car. It's technically a buy two get one free type deal. Anyways, facts about this car: it is the first ever 4-seat hypercar to ever be produced in the world. Well, it hasn't been produced yet, but when it is produced, which it is going to be, this will be the first ever 4-seater hypercar in the world. This car will be a plug-in hybrid, 2-door saloon, and there is an expected 300 units to be unveiled and created, essentially. The engine that you can get in this is going to be a 5-litre twin-turbo V8, and we are thinking the power will be between 1,400 horsepower to 2,300 horsepower, so a very large amount of power from this thing. And that power does not come with a small cost. Although this pricing that this car is going to get is not ridiculously high compared to things like Bugattis, it's still definitely not a cheap car. So the starting price on this will be $1.7 million or £1.4 million when this car is produced in 2024. And this car will be very limited, so on the second-hand market, the value of this car will be really much higher, because obviously there's only going to be 300 units, so not everybody's going to be able to get one, of course. Anyways, now let's take a look at this car in the showcase. Alright, so taking a look at the side of this car, we'll start off with the wheel choice. These are the SP10 10-spoke wheels from 2003, done in black. Let me zoom in a little bit for you, there you go. Those suit this car fantastically. As you can see, this car is all painted in a glossy grey. It's a very nice light grey. It's actually lighter in person than on camera, so there you go. This car does not have any wing mirrors in this casting, unfortunately. You can also see this car uses the bottom base plastic to create the side skirt. Very nice colour break there. As for the tampo work on the side, there isn't really much going on other than this writing, Gemera, which is done in a yellowy orange. It's cool to see that because obviously that means that we have 4 sides that have been tampoed there. Obviously the rear, the sides, and the front. Usually we only see 2 sides. Anyways, that's really the side of this car. Taking a look at the front, first of all, the front windshield does not have any windshield wipers, unfortunately done. The front of this car I think looks awesome in the Hot Wheels version. First of all, taking a look at the bottom, we have that whole splitter section as well as front bumper section, all done in the bottom black base plastic. Once again, acting as a nice colour split, which is accurate to the real car. Next up, we have some tampo work. So the headlights have been done in tampo and they look very realistic to the real life model. We also have the Koenigsegg badge, which has also been tampoed in black and white. You can also see there are 2 events actually cast into the metal as well. That's taken exactly from the real life car. Awesome to see that. Anyways, that's really the front of the car. Not a whole lot going on with this one, but it is just like a factory fresh type design, and I really do like it. Here's this side. It's pretty much the same as the previous, so I'm not going to bore you, other than the fact that this window is actually open. The whole window on this car does not open due to its odd design. Obviously that window kind of loops around the entire thing and it looks really futuristic looking. But you can see only that section of the window there, the lower section, is able to be wound down. And Hot Wheels have wound only this side of the windshield and of the windows down. As you can see, the interior is also done in a yellowy orange to match with that Gemera badge. Pretty nicely done there. Right, that's the side. Let's move on to the rear of the car. You can see there is quite a nice amount of tampo work going on. First of all, we have the rear lights which have been done. They look quite realistic to the real car. We also have this nice badging here as well as a nice trim which has been done there just underneath the rear window. In the actual casting itself, you can see the small little ducktail spoiler there, which is accurate to the real life model. Awesome to see that. The whole bottom section of this rear bumper, such as the diffuser, has all been created using the black base plastic once again. That's really it for the rear of the car. Now let's take a look at the top, and you can see this looks really awesome from the top because this rear window spans all the way to pretty much the front, so it acts as a sunroof as well as a nice window so you can see the engine bay, which would be very pretty in real life. Unfortunately, obviously on Hot Wheels cars we don't see that detailed, especially on the mainline stuff, but it is there. It's done in the yellow interior plastic, so it looks quite funky, to be honest, that engine bay. But there you go. I really like this whole section being tampoed in black with that nice trim. It really does add an extra level of detail, and without that tampo there, I think it would just look incomplete. There you go. Obviously you can see those vents there cast into the metal, and that's really it for this car. Not a whole lot going on, but it is nice to look at. It's obviously meant to look like the one they unveiled, and yeah, this is a really awesome colour choice. I think this is the nicest colour choice they've ever done. I think they've done a yellow version and an orange version, I want to say, and obviously this grey one. And I think the grey one is far superior with them black wheels and that lovely light grey. Anyways, let's get into my thoughts, opinions and review on this car. Alright, so now it is time for my thoughts and opinions on this car. I think the casting is really well done, and it does look very accurate to the real life model. I think it's quite the contrast to the Lamborghini Siam, which I reviewed not too long ago, which was slightly off and it felt a bit too long, but this is really well cast in my opinion. And it really does embrace that four-seater vibe that this car should be given off, as it is of course the world's first four-seater hypercar. So without further ado, I've got to rate this car with 10 because there's not much more to say other than this is perfectly done with them blank wheels, and the colour is awesome and the cast's awesome. It's a really nice one. And so that gives me a score 9 out of 10. I think this is a really solid one. And remember, I think you should definitely pick this one up if you see it in stores. It is going to be quite hard to get in this colour now. I believe they might be recolouring it this year, but I can't remember. I think it might have been in one of the case unboxings. But yes, if you do ever see this, I recommend you pick it up because the actual casting itself is nice. And obviously you can make your own custom if you wish. There's not a whole lot that needs to be done in terms of details, but obviously you could do the engine bay, interior, you name it, you could do it. You could also change the colour if you really wanted to. So yes, I do recommend that you pick this car up, even if it's for a custom. It just is awesome, and I think it might be quite overlooked, if I'm entirely honest. Especially because it's like a new car, and you know the hype is building up for this car now, but when it released in this colour, it was kind of a thing we didn't know about much. Now it's a huge thing and everybody wants it in everything, including like games like Forza. So yeah, there you go. I really do like this one, and I'm happy to see it in the Hot Wheels mainline. I know it'll probably come to the premium in probably next year's Exotic Envy, if I was to guess. I would hedge my bets on that, and probably the Cyan would probably come too from the mainline to premium. Anyways, that is it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Remember, you can also press that notification bell so you do not miss any of my new uploads. Remember, you can also share this video with any friends, family, or in any groups who may be interested. But remember, don't feel pressured to if you don't feel like you have anybody who may be interested in this video. You being here and watching this video to the very end means so much to me, and I really do appreciate it. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye bye everyone.